Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir et bienvenue sur ce live de The Council pour l'épisode 5, deuxième partie. Du coup, ce qu'on va faire, c'est Checkmate, hein, c'est le nom de l'épisode. Ce que je vais faire, je vais augmenter, je sais même pas ce que je vais augmenter en fait pour être franc. Conviction au niveau 2, allez hop. Retirer tous les points, l'occultisme. Je sais pas ce que je vais choisir, mais bon. Érudition, subterfuge. Voilà, et j'ai aucun bouquin à ouvrir du coup. Et Zébardi. Trophée obtenu, aguerri. Parce que je suis niveau 15. Trophée obtenu, labyrinthe de l'esprit.
Where am I?
It's all right, son. Don't panic. It's over.
I'm back? Where are the guests?
I invited them to go up to their rooms. They're resting. Don't worry.
Gregory?
We won, Louis. It's over.
He's dead?
Definitively. Now the way is clear. At any rate, rejoice. Great things await us.
What did you do to him?
I devoured his soul.
But I didn't see you use the Holy Lance.
Indeed not. I didn't need to. Can't you guess how I did it? The Lance of Longinus is just a vessel, Louis. It could have been any object that had the blood of Christ on it. The blood of an ancient, more precisely. But I didn't need the blood of an ancient. You see, I have been in dear Lord Mortimer's physical body for longer than my brother has been in Sir Gregory Holmes. Therefore, I am an ancient, Louis.
What happened in the ether?
I surpassed him.
What do you mean you surpassed him?
I made sure he was poisoned by my blood before our little chat. Remember the cup of tea in the dining room? I wagered that Gregory simply wouldn't be able to let it get cold. Old habits do die hard.
You put your blood in your tea?
And he put the hangman's rope round his own neck. Ironic, isn't it? Unable to extract himself from his physical body, it didn't take much time for me to absorb him. In any case, what's done is done. I'm going to rest in the dining room. Join me there when you're ready. The time has come to end this little antisocial gathering.
I did well not to follow home, didn't I? Come on, let's get it over with and join Mortimer in the dining room.
Alors oui, pour répondre à ta question... Livre de chasse. Un ouvrage de référence pour tous les adeptes de la chasse. Okay. Alors oui, pour répondre à ta question, Olivia, les Batman de Telltale sont... Ouais, je les trouve excellents, vraiment. Il y a vraiment plusieurs moyens d'arriver à ces fins, de voir plusieurs fins, et c'est vraiment bien foutu, je trouve. Il y a vraiment un tas de façons de faire, c'est ça qui est génial.
Right, now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after...
Allez hop. Moi, je leur ai lancé une vidéo pour si peu de temps. Oh écoute, hein, le truc c'est que Je vais profiter...
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Ouais, bon, ah bah, je peux rentrer dans cette chambre maintenant. Bizarre. Je vais rentrer partout, voir un petit peu. Puis me balader, parce qu'il dit que j'ai une chance de retourner en arrière. Pourquoi pas. Mais oui, les Batman sont excellents, je trouve. Je les ai faits sur ma chaîne, d'ailleurs. Et si je peux te conseiller un truc sur les Telltale, c'est de prendre les deux Minecraft. Moi, enfin, en tout cas, personnellement, je les trouve excellents. Bon, c'est juste ok.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed a letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed 2 coils circle the lock.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing matter in Paris that concerns a receiver in stolen art. See you soon. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
All right. I've retrieved everything. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, a devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Bon, c'est fait. Alors, t'es anti-Minecraft. Oh, c'est dommage. Oh, c'est dommage. Chambre de Godoy. Chambre du Boboy.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Ah, c'est fermé, d'accord.
Huh, that's me. Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Je passe partout.
President George Washington.
Je sais même plus si je pouvais encore prendre des choses ici. Aïe aïe aïe. Non, plus rien. Mais bon, si je dois, alors s'il reste vraiment pas beaucoup de temps au jeu, si je dois donner une note finale, je mettrais 17 sur 20. Bah, c'est où ça? Je mettrais 17 sur 20 pour une bonne raison, c'est qu'il y a quelques bugs, comme les brrr qui arrivent un peu, qui sont chiants, les coupures de phrases. Il y a des phrases qui sont quand même pas mal coupées d'une certaine manière. Et je dois avouer que c'est un peu dérangeant. Ouais.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Mais sinon, les graphismes, moi je suis Franchement, 20 sur 20. Moi, j'avoue que c'est bien foutu. Les musiques, 19 sur 20. Franchement, je trouve ça beau de bout en bout.
Amber crystals.
Oh, ça fait du bien, ça. La narration, franchement, 19 sur 20. Il n'y a pas à dire, c'est de la bonne. Hein.
Chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Ah oui, il n'y a pas la clé de gauche, puis du coup j'aurais dû être niveau 3. Ok, tant pis. Du coup, ce qui se passe, c'est que ce qui m'a fait baisser ma note aussi, c'est les... Sinon j'aurais mis 19 sur 20, hein. Mais 17 sur 20, parce que le truc c'est que les... Comment dire, les énigmes, parfois, c'est tellement infâme, t'es là, tu te dis, mais tu te fous de ma gueule. T'as l'impression de te faire, te faire, tiens, tu vois ça, prends dans ton cul. Franchement, bah voilà quoi. Il y a combien de temps que c'est passé là? 12 minutes. Ok, bah on va changer. Alors, changer de temps. Ah, portail de merde. 1, 15. Tac. Tac, c'est bon. Ok, au cas où. Alors, du coup, faut que j'aille où déjà? Faut que j'aille dans la salle à la bafferée.
Now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after... Here we go.
La console va très bien. Sur les autres jeux, tout va très bien. C'est ces jeux-là qui emmerdent.
Louis, I was expecting you.
Do you feel better?
Yes, don't worry, I'll be all right. I wanted to speak with you about what's going to happen next. But before we begin, I would like you to give me back the Holy Lance, please. Now that Gregory is gone, he won't be needing it anymore, and I prefer to put it back in its place.
Of course. Here you are, Father.
Thank you. Congratulations, by the way. You managed to find the right one among all the copies. I'm impressed. This conference will have been one of the most eventful I've ever known.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
Before I get to why we're here, you must know that I've been watching you very closely over these past few days. I was impressed by your intervention to prevent Peru from killing himself. You remind me of myself when I was starting out. As far as the door of my crypt is concerned, it is a pity that you lost your hand while trying to open it. You committed a serious mistake in proving unable to tell your sisters apart, causing the death of the most promising of the two. I remain proud of what you achieved for me by falsifying that letter to the Pope on behalf of Piaggi, because I know that was not an easy task. But the important thing is that you escaped the worst with Volner, because he could have killed you when you were in the guise of Piaggi.
Yes, it was a bit touch and go.
Which leads me to a chat about what I envisage for you now. You are the chosen one, Louis. The one I've been waiting for all this time.
Thank you,
We are going to be able to become one.
I don't quite follow you.
Be proud of yourself, son, for you are the one I have chosen to be my next mortal coil.
But what about me? Am I imagining things, or did he just tell me to my face that he's going to eat me?
Unfortunately, no, you won't survive the transfer. But I want you to know that I only select my bodies from my own children, and that you are the one who has impressed me most. It's far from being my first time, as you can imagine. I didn't think it was possible to find a more promising son than dear Augustus. You can be very proud of yourself.
Wait a second, hang on. Do you realize what you're saying? Are you insane?
Oh, come, my son. Let's not end everything on a bad note, please.
Son of a bitch! He's not going to get away with this so easily. I won't let you do it.
What on earth are you thinking? That you'll be able to kill me? This is ridiculous, Louis. Come now, be reasonable. Don't fight. I won.
Trophée obtenu, plus de
As Mortimer
réconfort.
had planned,
Mais c'est sérieux?
Napoleon Bonaparte sold Louisiana to the United States after purchasing it from Spain. Bonaparte continued his political and military ascension until he proclaimed himself emperor. He went on to invade a large part of Central Europe. The legend of Napoleon persisted after his death, conferring on the emperor the role of Messiah for France. Remaining very popular, George Washington put an end to the various internal rebellions without violence and re-established trade agreements with Great Britain. Upon his death, he became a national hero and left an entire nation in a state of mourning. On his return to Spain, Manuel Godoy proceeded to give Louisiana up to France. Later on, he became the target of the Crown Prince of Spain, Ferdinand VII. The latter gave no respite to his mother's lover, going as far as condemning him to exile. He confiscated all of Manuel's titles and possessions, as well as those of his mistress, Pepita. Pursued, they ended up living out their last years in France in poverty and anonymity. The influence von Wollner had over King Frederick William ironically ended up working against him. The sovereign thrust him into increasing repression until the end of his reign. Von Wollner became the object of the people's hatred, was therefore stripped of his titles and land by the new king, and died in poverty to general indifference in the Prussian countryside. On his return to Paris, Peru gave himself up to his peers of the revolutionary courts. He admitted to being implicated in several state corruption cases. Found guilty of treason toward the Republic, he was executed without a trial. No more was ever heard of Lord William Mortimer. His sudden disappearance was the subject of conversations in the European courts, but only for a few months.
Mais nique-moi, j'aurais dû garder la lance. Oh putain. Bon bah j'accepte les conséquences de mes actes, hein, tant pis pour moi. J'ai été possédé par Lord Mortimer, j'ai pas ramené à l'Asif sur le continent, j'ai pas réussi à tuer Lord Mortimer, je n'ai pas réussi à quitter l'île sain et sauf. Bon bah voilà, c'est terminé. Bah pour le coup Olivia, raconte-moi ta fin. Qu'est-ce que t'as eu toi? j'avoue, je suis un peu... Je suis un peu choqué. Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'il me fasse un coup de pute pareil. Je savais que c'était un enfoiré, mais alors j'aurais pas cru qu'il le ferait avec moi. Bon bah je laisse le générique de fin. Hein. Voilà, mis à part quelques énigmes, le jeu est vraiment très très bon. Et la prochaine fois, bah, je ferai du Life is Strange 2. Tout simplement. Voilà. Comment dire, je me suis fait enculer. Donc ça aura pas duré long. Alors les applications, compte à rebours, arrêter, voilà. Voilà, bah écoute Livia, tu m'écriras là ta fin que tu as eue sur Facebook. Voilà. Bon, bah voilà, donc c'est terminé. Donc pouce bleu si ça vous a plu jusque là, abonnez-vous si c'est pas encore déjà fait. Je vous dis à très bientôt pour de nouvelles vidéos sur Fun&Gaming. Pour ceux et ceux qui seraient encore avec moi, bah, je vous souhaite une bonne soirée et une bonne nuit. Allez, au revoir, bisous et à la prochaine fois. Et merci d'avoir été là.